Hi everyone, it's Jacinta from Posture Tonic. Today's class is all about improving your posture. We're moving through lots of mobility for our upper body and then getting into some deep ab work and some hip flexor release. So overall, you'll be feeling like you've got beautiful posture by the end of this little class. Let's begin in our warm up. When you're ready, we'll meet in a 4-point kneel, ready to warm up our entire spine. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Then I want you to take in a circle motion, an arched back, and then as you rock back, round your spine. So shifting your weight back, lift your tummy up, reach your ribs to the ceiling, and then continue to flow in that circle, rounding and arching through the spine. Lifting up and around. Nice, 2 more in this direction. Really warming it up, make it nice and big, and then reverse in the other direction. Shifting your weight back and forward, feeling that nice stretch through the wrists. Beautiful. In today's class, you'll also need 1 kilogram dumbbells just to challenge that upper body a little bit more, which is great to strengthen through the shoulders for our posture. From here, let's turn those palms or fingertips towards you. So we're getting a nice deep stretch through those wrists. And then I want you to lift your ribs up towards the ceiling, coming into your cat stretch. And then cow stretch as you drop your chest, gaze looks forward. And again, round. And drop the chest. Beautiful, let's do a couple more of these. Again, aiming to get a little bit more range with each one. You're strongly pushing down into the palms. Try not to lift those wrists up. Make this one your last shape. Good, and then press back into a child's pose. So walk your knees wide, dropping your hips down nice and low. Pausing here, breathing into the back. And on your exhale, round your spine as you shift forward. And then come into our swan stretch. So lower your hips down towards the sky. Pausing here for a nice stretch through those abs and hip flexors. Tucking your toes under. Use the strength of your abs to pike your hips up towards the sky. Now pausing here, feeling that stretch down the back of the legs. And then gently lower those knees down. We begin in our child's pose again. So 1 child's pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, round through the spine. Shift your weight forward, landing into your swan stretch. You can tuck your toes under in this stretch as well. And then you're ready to pike those hips up on your next exhale breath. Pushing the floor away, chest towards your thighs, heels down towards the floor. And then again, lower down onto those knees, finding that child's pose. Let's do a couple more here. Deepening through each shape. Really opening up through the chest a little more. Again, you can pause there, take a little look over the right, left shoulder, that feels good. And then lifting those hips up, up, up towards the sky. Good, let's lower down. We've got 1 more here. Stretch those fingertips long, rest your forehead down, breathe in. Exhale, round your spine, shift your weight forward, landing into that swan stretch. Maybe those toes are tucked and your hips are lifting. Good, and then exhale, lift your hips up, last little pike here. So really drop those heels down. Beautiful, I want you to walk your hands towards your feet, staying there once you arrive, and then drop your hips down into our nice yogi squat here. So your knees are pressing outwards with those elbows, and we're here with your chest lifted, hands in prayer. From here, you're gonna pike your hips up, stretch your legs long, look through, and then drop back down into that yogi squat. Lifting your chest up, you're nice and proud and open through the collarbones. Exhale, shoot those hands through, and drop it here. Go at your own pace. If you want to pause at the top here, feeling that length through the legs, you can. If you want to pause by opening up through the hip flexors, you are here. Beautiful. You've got 10 seconds here. Last 3, 2, meet me in your yogi squat in 1. From here, walking your hands out to your plank, pausing with those hands underneath the shoulders, puffing the chest, and then walk those hands back in towards you, dropping into that yogi squat. So keep going there. I'm gonna add layers on in a second. So get your shape, nice, strong, squeeze every muscle, walk those hands in towards you, drop it down low. Beautiful. Next time you're in a plank, I want you to pause there, drawing one knee across. Really drop your hip down, take the foot back. Other knee in, dropping your hip a little, push the floor away, back to plank. Walking your hands in, in. Make sure your feet are wide as you arrive in that yogi squat. Walk it out. Same thing, option to layer on with that mountain climber twist. Mountain climber twist. And then feet wide as you walk it back. We've got one more of these. We're nearly done with our warm up here. So let's take it in and across. Beautiful. Let's stay in that yogi squat. Stretch those legs, hands to the floor. Feet walk underneath your hips. Bend into your left knee. So you're at the bottom range, your left knee is bent. Then let's take your right arm up towards the sky, finding a nice little stretch here. And change the other side, right knee bends. Take a deep breath in, reach. And swap. Last one. Beautiful. Walking yourself out into that 4-point kneel. And then I want you to bring your right leg forward, lifting your chest. So you're in a kneeling position here now. Hands are onto the front of your knee, gliding your hips forward. Finding a nice runner's lunge here. And I want you to really square off those hips so we can start to open up through those hip flexors, which can sometimes get pretty tight and cause some postural changes in the spine. So taking a moment here, left hand comes down to the floor, tuck your back toe under. We're in a lunge, high lunge, then reaching that right arm up and then back towards your heel. Good. Reaching that arm back, coming back through, and then press back into our half split, folding over the leg. We'll do this one more time. Glide your hips forward. Runner's lunge first. So just driving those hips forward. You're tucking the hips under. And then tucking your back toe. Lift your knee in that high lunge. Reaching in. Inhale, reach up. And then taking that arm away from you. Good, reaching the arm back. And then half split. Beautiful, let's swap sides. And then we are done with our warm up. So left leg is forward, driving those hips under and shooting them forward. Pausing there. Then right hand to the floor, tuck your back toe, reaching up on the next inhale. And then sweeping the arm to the back heel. Reaching your arm back to land into your half split. One more of those, hips glide forward. Pausing here. And inhale, reaching the arm up as you find that high lunge. Sweeping the arm back. And forward, half split. Good, all right. From here, we're gonna meet with those dumbbells in your hand. We're gonna come onto our back here for some glute bridges. So glute bridges to warm up our spine a little bit more, getting some mobility to help open everything up. I want you to start with those arms up towards the sky, your feet are hip distance apart. You're gonna use an exhale as you roll the hips towards you, flattening your back into the mat, and then gently articulating your spine, nice and slowly, one vertebrae at a time to lift those hips up. And just taking a squeeze at the top here, and then gently lowering down through the upper body, Then the middle, I want you to really take your time, feel each vertebrae come down. The tailbone's going to be the last thing to tap onto the floor, and then the first thing to roll in. Use your abs to smoosh it into the mat, roll it up. Your arms are staying straight up towards the sky for now, and then roll it back down. Beautiful. Let's hold the next one up here. Nice. Hold. Scissoring those arms. One arm goes back, one arm down. Using your exhale to lift the arms and change. Your inhale to lightly tap the dumbbell down, and then exhale, switch. Oh, that could have been disastrous. Just made it. Let's go. Keeping those hips up. Really squeeze and tuck under. There we go. Nice. We've got 10 more seconds. Really drive those hips up. Tuck them under. You've got it. Last 5. Do not rush. Last 4. Keep control of that scissor arm. For 3. For 2. Arms to the sky on 1. And then gently melting down vertebrae by vertebrae. Landing those hips down. Sweep the arms down by your hips. Curl the upper body. And then inhale, wave the arms back up towards the sky. So finding a curl, we hold it at the top, chin towards your chest, gaze to your knees, and then inhale, reach the arms back up. Good. Yes, if you'd like to progress, you're going to lift one leg up into tabletop. Nice and slowly reverse, back down. Alternating the other leg to tabletop. Pull the arms down. Good, so we're just getting our abs switched on. We're gonna add some layers in to progress. So if this is feeling really good, I want you to come into a curl and hold it there. Lengthening, or lifting rather, the other leg up to tabletop, squeezing the knees and feet together, and then sending the legs long and back in, and then rest the head back down. So you're adding the curl in with the legs in tabletop, option to extend the legs, and in. We'll do 5 more. So if you need to pop your feet on the floor, continue with that first layer. That is so fine. Good. 4 more to go. Got 3 more reps. Using that exhale to drop your ribs down, to find that extension. Inhale to reset. Doing so well. Give me 1 more here. Exhale, curl up, extend, back to tabletop, and arms to the sky. Feet come down onto the floor. Use your arms to sweep down by your hips as you then roll yourself all the way up to sit up onto those glutes. Arms are staying out in front of you. Roll back into a C curve, bow and arrow. Reaching the arm long, stay there for the other side. Arms long, and then roll forward. Rolling back. 1 bow and arrow, then the other arm, rolling up. So your gaze is going towards that elbow as you twist. If it gets too much with the dumbbells, just use arms. You're still going to work through that rounded lower spine. We're still getting that core strength and that rotation through the upper body. Good. We've got 1 more here. Roll back, reach, and keep the C curve hold, dumbbells to your chest, and let's punch it out here for 10, for 9, as fast as you can, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, roll it up. Beautiful work. Let's pop those dumbbells out of the way. You're gonna flip around onto your belly here now. Lay all the way down with your feet about hip distance apart. You're gonna take those fingertips underneath your forehead, resting down onto the mat. Now, in this setup here, make your hips heavy, lift your abs up away from the mat. Use an inhale to lift one arm off the floor and take your gaze up on that direction, and then lower your head back down onto the floor. Other side, we're lifting one elbow, one arm up, rotating in that direction of the elbow, and then lower down. So finding a nice twist through the upper body and down. Find that twist and exhale down. So just take it at your own range. If yours is looking bigger, that's you. If yours is looking smaller, you're just gonna warm into it. Everyone's gonna have a different range. You can use that supportive hand to press into the mat. Good, keep lifting those abs up, squeezing the glutes a little bit. That'll help your back. Nice, we've got 2 more on each side still. So explore that range. One more on each side. Good, lower all the way back down. This time, lift up just through the center. Both hands will come up, and then stay there as you reach the arms long. Pull the elbows back towards you, and then circle the hands underneath the forehead and rest. You can take an inhale breath as you lift and hover the breastbone and arms. Pause there, reach the arms long. Circle the elbows back towards your hips, and then return the hands underneath your forehead, then lower. We're lifting on 1, reaching on 2, circle back on 3, and down on 4. Just checking that posture through that lower portion of the body. So have you got your hips melting heavy into the floor, your abs drawing up, squeezing your back as you take the elbows back and then lower. Lifting, reaching, swimming back and lower. Doing great. You've got 3 more to go. Try and make each shape intentional so you find that squeeze through your back. So you're recruiting all the muscles. Keep your gaze down. Lift your chest higher as you circle. You have 1 more here. Reach, circle, and lower. Beautiful. That was our breaststroke. From here, we're going to reach those arms long for our swimming prep. So in this setup, right arm is going to hover, the left leg will hover too. So the opposite arm to leg and lower. Lifting the arm and leg, other side and lower. So you're resting your forehead down onto the floor for now. Finding a squeeze from your right shoulder to your left hip and vice versa. Left shoulder, right hip. Thinking about reaching your toes to the opposite end of your mat and your fingers away from you, creating length. Good, now you have it. Can you lift your breastbone up so you're hovering off your mat through the upper body? One more on each side. And really draw your chin in towards the back of your head here as well. Beautiful. Then from here, lifting the right arm, left leg, hold. And then we're quickly changing to the other side, tap and tap. A slow swim here for 15 seconds. Tap and tap. Squeeze your glutes. Good. Last 10, 9, 8. Find that squeeze on that diagonal line for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands underneath your shoulders, pressing back into our child's pose. Sending those knees wide as you reach the arms forward. Really counteract that shape here by rounding through your spine. Good. Take another deep breath in and out. Beautiful. A little bit more abs here. We're going to come onto a side plank setup. So stay with your knees folded and your left elbow down onto the mat. Always setting up with your elbow underneath your shoulder. And we're here. From there, we're going to reach. Sorry, you need a dumbbell in your top arm. Here it is. You're going to reach that top arm up towards the sky. So you have the dumbbell. Meet me there. From here, we're going to lift those hips up and squeeze the hips forward through in a straight line. And then I want you to lower your hips down. From here, roll onto your right glute as we lift the legs up to tabletop here. And then gently lower the knees back down, ready to find that side plank. So we're squeezing the hips forward. Then we're rolling our hips onto that right glute, lifting the legs up to tabletop. So shins parallel to the sky, rolling back through. Now with this arm here, it's staying stretched up, but as we move into that tabletop, you can bring your arm just in line and then sweep it back up over your shoulder height and lift. Roll and here. Good. Let's go for 2 more. Last one, holding this setup here. Can we release the other arm, grab that dumbbell? Little challenge here, pass the dumbbell underneath for 5. For 4, if you need to have your feet down, that's okay. For 3, for 2, holding that boat pose, arms reaching long. You're gonna slowly roll yourself back down. Take your time, so feel that tuck under of the hips, that lower back print onto the floor, and then eventually your head comes down onto the mat. Keep your legs in tabletop. We're crunching up into that curl, extending the legs, waving the arms overhead for our jackknife. Let me just set up on my mat. We're curling up, hold, reaching the arms, legs away, crunch it back in. We've got 6 of these to go. Reach, nice and strong for 5. For 4. If you need to modify, take a single leg here. For 3. 2. And 1. Well done. Let's rest here for a second. Let your knees tick-tock off to the side. Releasing the opposite arm and just gaze over that shoulder. Taking a second to feel that nice stretch for our lumbar spine. That was a good little challenge. You're gonna use your next exhale, tick-tock your knees off to the other side and open the arm out. Good, breath out, come back in through the middle. Hug your knees and then roll yourself all the way up. You're gonna meet into that side plank on the second side here. So you need your dumbbell in the left hand. You're on your right elbow underneath your shoulder, ready to find that side plank. Meet me here. Use an exhale, lift the hips. Hold, roll onto your hips. Lifting the legs up into tabletop. Slowly lower the legs, roll, lift the hips. So you're pushing down into that forearm to help you. And then just adding on that little arm sweep. So find tabletop, sweeping the hand in line with it, and then rolling back through to side plank. Gorgeous. Remember to press your hips forward to create a long line from your head to your knees. So head, hips, and knees are in line. You'll feel that little pinch in through the side waist, which is where we're targeting right here. Good, you've got 3 to go. And then last one coming up. We're gonna hold again. Ready? Hold the boat pose. Lift away the other arm, reach the dumbbell long. Good, holding here. Let's pass that dumbbell under for 5, for 4, and 3, and 2. Hold it in 1. Slowly, you know the drill. Super slow, scoop through the belly, roll under your hips. Print down, your abs are squeezing. Good. Arms reach behind you. And then from here, legs are in tabletop reset. You're gonna curl your upper body, waving the dumbbell over your shins. Hold for a single leg extension. Good, so one leg away, bring it back in. Second leg away, bring it back in. Your tips of your shoulder blades are off the mat. So you're really in that strong hold. Yes, good. Extend, extend. Point and reach through the toes, so you're squeezing that entire leg. And nice and fast now for the last 10. Change, 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 and change. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Lower down, rest your feet down onto the ground. Good, let's take a little stretch with those arms long. Those legs are lengthening out and away from you. Just take a second here. Find a stretch, reach. And then arms to the sky, inhale. Palms facing inwards, use your exhale as you take the arms down. Roll yourself all the way up, landing into a hamstring stretch once you get there. Beautiful, just really holding here for a second. And release. Roll your spine all the way up. You're gonna cross your right leg over, sitting up nice and tall, wringing your spine out. Gaze over that shoulder. Beautiful, holding for another breath in. Exhale out. Swap sides. Left leg crosses over. You're sitting tall, hook, and gaze around. Good, stay in it for another inhale. Stay for the exhale. Beautiful. All right, last little bit. You're gonna grab those dumbbells and we're gonna lay down onto your back. This time, right leg is in tabletop and we're going for a single glute bridge. This is our last bit of work. Then we stretch. So arms up towards the sky. Roll the hips towards you and lift up nice and strong. From here, extending your right leg, opening the arms at the same time. Bring your arms to the sky, back to tabletop. That's it, extending away, open the arms, back to tabletop. 10 more, reach, and tabletop. For 9, for 8, 7, 6, hips high, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one on this side, back to tabletop, roll your spine down, rest the right foot, left leg to tabletop, roll, lift, hold, extend the leg, wave the arms, back in, open, back in. You have 10 more. Squeeze. For 9. For 8, your right glute is squeezing strong. 7, 6, 5, working those pecs with those flies, doing so well. You have 3, you have 2, and 1. Arms to the sky. Roll your spine all the way down, and let's finish with a book opener stretch. You'll just need 1 dumbbell. Roll onto your preferred side. We're going to do them both anyway, so arms are reaching out in front of you. Your hips are stacked, your head's resting down. Take a breath in, and then sweep that arm up and over to the back wall here. I'm really opening up through that thoracic spine here. Just going to help us keep that beautiful posture, using your exhale as you return that hand back through. We have 4 more here, so breath in. Allow for that weight to take you over. If you find the weight's too strong, just use your arm. On your next exhale, closing the hand over. There's 3 more to go. Keep your top hip rolling forward. That'll help you twist out through that upper body more. So you've got that hip rolling forward, your upper body's rolling back. So that opposite force is really twisting. Doing great. You've got 2 more here. Okay, last one. And then breath out, roll back over. Pop that dumbbell down, use that left hand to press you back up. And we're going to swap to the second side for that book opener. So dumbbell will go in the top arm. Side lying set up, arms reaching out in front of you. Get your alignment, roll your top hip forward. Take a breath in. Allow for your head to look at that dumbbell. And then exhale, wave it back over. Twisting back over. You've still got 3 more to go. This helps to open up through the pecs as well. So when we have that round slumped posture where our shoulders are rounded forward, our pecs get very shortened and tight. So this one is a really nice one to put tension on it, to stretch it out so that we can have those wide smiling collarbones. Pausing on that last one here. And then on your next exhale, folding the arm over, releasing that dumbbell, press yourself back up. We're going to finish with our mermaid stretch. So crossing those legs into the middle of your mat, and let's reach arm up towards the sky, taking a nice deep side bend, getting that gorgeous stretch through that side waist. And then windmill the arms over to the other side. And then 1 more on each side. And last side. Arms come down beside you. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up overhead, and then exhale, hands to heart. Well done, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this posture Pilates workout. Hope you're feeling good, well stretched out. Abs are on, glutes are engaged, hip flexors are stretched, everything that we want to really open up through that chest. So if you enjoyed it, please do leave a comment down below. I read every single comment. Shout out to my amazing members. Thank you for your continued support. Make sure you're mentioning down in the bottom here how you got on. If there's anything I can help you out with, I'll make sure to reply to you. But I'm Jacinta from Posture Tonic, and I will see you for more Pilates and stretching and strength workouts again really soon.